Leveling has changed completely yet again in Season 6, and this, my friends, is not only how you get to max level efficiently, but also how to power the fuck up and get ready for endgame. If this is your second character this season, then use the timestamps and skip. And if this is your first one, which it probably is, then this is what you want to do. Unless you enjoy making your own builds, then you're going to want some kind of leveling build. I'll link one for each class in the description. It will take you to my Mobalytics page. Here you'll see what aspects you want to keep if you find them, and what skills you want to use. All of the builds are insanely easy to play, where you have one generator, one spender, and the rest of the skills are used to boost you in some way. In the skill tree, you completely ignore the leveling path and just work your way down, because you'll level too fast to give a shit about the path. You can use all of these builds until you're level 60, where you'll look up an endgame build and start gathering uniques for that. Easy peasy. Other great websites to use are Maxroll, Wowhead, and D4 builds, but seeing as all of my builds are on Mobalytics, you're not allowed to use those. When you've found something interesting, you'll log in and make a Spiritborn, obviously. In the Character Select screen, you'll then select the Vessel of Hatred campaign. If you're a complete dogshit newbie, however, that hasn't played the game before, then you're probably going for the original campaign, so you can get spanked around by our favorite big titty mommy for a few hours. You need to do this as the Vessel of Hatred campaign will unlock several features, such as the Mercenary system. It's also going to hold your hand through the leveling experience, so your demented old boomer brain won't get lost. You also need to choose a difficulty here. The maximum is Penitent, and you'll pick that mainly if you enjoy getting your asshole turned outside in. I'd go for either normal or hard here. Normal if you want to level quick, and hard if you want to have some fun along the way. The main experience you'll be getting comes from the quest turn-ins, so the experience difference is small in the campaign. Now, the reason I'm making this video is not to stress you the fuck out and make you maximize every minute of your time. It's rather a way in which you can have fun and power up as you're gaming. The first thing I'd recommend doing is grab the seasonal quest. You'll take it in Zarbanet, and you'll do it to obtain some of these elixirs for extra experience and materials. You'll also start gathering reputation with whatever the fuck they're called, and they'll grant you rewards. When you've done that, you're just going to progress through the campaign. How far? You may ask. Until you unlock the class quest, I respond. When you get it, depends on what class you play, but you'll just do it instantly. Except if you're playing the Fat Woodchopper, because that class quest is useless until you've gathered spirit materials. You should also be able to unlock your mercenary buddies somewhere mid-campaign, so that's lovely. Alright, so then you'll keep progressing through the campaign. While doing this, you'll obviously keep crafting some elixirs and incenses, because you want to keep that sweet experience bonus going. Eventually, though, you'll reach level 50 or so and run out of campaign quests to do. And what the hell are you supposed to do then? Well, damn, then it's time to do the Renown, my friend. If you've completed this in the other zones, then all you need is to complete it in Nahantu. Strongholds should be your prio, as they also grant you a buttload of experience. If you're playing the Spirit Kuma, then you may as well run some dungeons as to unlock aspects at the same time. Blizz thankfully moved the Renown around though, so you only need to get to rank 4 to have everything unlocked. I can also recommend using this interactive map from Mobalytics, where you can see all of Tenet of Akarat, which are the same as Altars of Lilith, with the exception of them only granting renown and not stats. So while you're running around doing the strongholds and dungeons, you can pick these up along the way. Alright, so when this is done, you're somewhere in your mid-50s or approaching 60, not unlike in real life, am I right? So what next? Well, damn, Blizz keeps holding your hand, my friend, because they have added a quest chain called Deeds of a Champion, which guides you through all the endgame activities and grants you some hefty rewards for doing them. When you're done with these, you've successfully made it to endgame. Congratulations. Now I could just leave you here, naked out in the mud, and let you solve the rest of the game for yourself. But as I'm your only friend out here, let me give you some suggestions as to what to do next. You have the pit, the undercity, raids, infernal hordes, uber bosses, hell tides, and nightmare dungeons. That's a lot of stuff to do. But not everything is worth doing as you're just booting your character up. Honestly, I'd go for what you find fun here. But if you want to maximize your time, then the infernal hordes are without a doubt the best to gain experience and paragon levels, so it can be a great way to start as to gain some additional paragon points. The problem is that there is no mention of glyphs dropping here, and spoilers, those are pretty damn strong. So where can we find those? Well, shit. They should be dropping in hell tides, nightmare dungeons, and the pit, unless Blizz screwed something up again. So you'll want to run some of these first. Personally, I'll go for nightmare dungeons until I have all of my glyphs. I'll then head straight for the pit and upgrade them along with pushing the pit until I can progress the torment tiers. Because you need to know that the higher tier you're in, the higher chance of getting gear that isn't dog shit. While you're running the pit and unlock world tiers, you'll also upgrade your glyphs and get strong as hell. Once you hit a breakpoint in which you can't progress anymore, you can jump into some infernal hordes to gain paragon levels and masterworking materials. Upgrade your gear and paragons and head for the pit again when you're stronger. You can repeat this until you're in Torment 4, or how long you prefer. But eventually, you should be able to go to Torment 3 or 4 at least. And this is where you want to start slapping some uber bosses for the big hecking loot, aka the mythic uniques. To do them, though, you will need to run pretty much all of the activities in the game to start looting boss materials. You can also target farm them in the Undercity and combine it with the seasonal mechanic to boost your materials further. Or just whip out your credit card, I don't really give a shit. You basically want to run the tormented bosses on as high of a difficulty as possible as to not waste materials. But if you're dog at the game, you may need to run them on low tiers just to gain build-defining uniques. It depends on what you play honestly. Either way, once you're here, you can do anything you want. The game is now designed in a way to make all the different endgame activities rewarding in some way, so you'll get rewarded for doing whatever you enjoy the most. Just remember to have some goddamn fun, will you? Okay, and what do you do if this is your second character, or third, or gazillion? Well, shit, just do Helltides and Hordes, man. The strongholds are also bonkers. You only need to do the renown on one character, and it will transfer over. The only thing that you actually need to do is the seasonal quests, so you unlock the new elixirs, and that's about it. Else, you just pick a Paragaming certified build and blast. All right, not gonna drag this one out. CIA in the next one, Kings.
Thanks for watching the video, my fellow divorced boomer gamers. Subscribe to Color Gaming right now, or I will drop kick your ball sack into the pavement. Yeah. Watch this video as well, and like and share it right freaking out. Oh yeah, my titties are big and leaking, so I milked up, or UTF.